Hey everyone, Melissa here, and I'm so happy to be back with you on the Coco Vanilla Studio YouTube channel. So today I am playing along with the April Mood Board Challenge. I've printed this out on my Canon Selphy into a square, and it's cut off the edges of the mood board, but you'll see the mood board at the beginning of my video, so apologies for that, but you can get the general idea of what the mood board is like. The colours are beautiful. There's lots of lovely things to look at. Like, it's very summery. There's clothing, nails, rainbow hair, so it's really fun. And when I look at this, I would have gravitated towards this and maybe using my Cricut and cutting some flowers. But what has really inspired me is actually this image here, which is a whole lot of frames that have been doodled. I think it's an actual frame, some flowers, and a little chevron tag. And I am not at all an artist, but I really feel inspired to doodle some frames on this white cardstock. I don't know how this is going to go. I couldn't find amongst my stash any like white paper with frames from Coco Vanilla, so I've decided to make my own. And then I'm going to use the Sunkissed collection because I think the colours are perfect. And I'm going to scrap this cute little photo of Ava when we're in Riverton. This is for my Riverton album, which is our beach holiday in January, because here in New Zealand it is summer in January. So that's my plan. Wish me luck, because I really don't know how this is going to go, but I probably can't really go wrong with it, really, because it's all doodled. So I may even get some paint happening as well, because some of these lines on the frames are thicker. But anyway, we'll see how we go. So let's get started. Okay, so now I am starting with the doodling, and please excuse my head. I get quite into this, and I forget that I'm being filmed, or I'm filming myself, and I just lean right in there and get into it. So I looked at that picture of the frames, and I'm not, but I'm by no means an artist in terms of drawing. I think I said that at the beginning. And what I loved about this was that the image is not perfect, they're hand drawn. And so I do go a bit crooked, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to pull the ruler out. It's all about that homemade feel. And I tried to copy a couple of the frames. So I don't want to spend hours and hours on this. I have done like thicker frames and thinner frames inside. Some of the inside parts of the frame are just like a single pen width. Other ones I've done them a bit more sketchy and made them thicker, but you get the idea here. Just like a jigsaw, really. And it didn't matter to me that there were some uneven gaps. I think that just adds to the randomness of it all. And at the end of the day, this is a background paper. It's not the main star of the layout. So obviously I also wanted to focus on the product more than sort of the paper that I've made myself. So I've got this beautiful paper from Sunkissed, and I've wanted to use it for a long time. It's got a painterly look, and it's the kind of paper that I would struggle to use it for a full background, but I think a piece of it just peeking out looks really lovely. So I've used the branding strip as a guide as to where to glue my paper. And then, because I want to make it the full 12 by 12, so I've torn off the edge. I was a bit lazy, to be honest. I did not really want to be doodling an entire 12 by 12, and I think it looks more interesting anyway, torn with that coloured edge. So I've cut that. I've got Sunshine in My Soul cut apart from the cut apart sheet, and I'm distressing the edges as always. And I'm just wanting to build around this really sweet photo of Ava. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, or you follow me on Instagram, you know that Ava likes to pull faces. And when she's really happy, she does a nice smile, or does a genuine smile. And so we just arrived at Riverton, and we went down to the beach, and it was her first time on this beach in particular. And because we live inland in an alpine mountain and lake environment, we don't get to the beach very often, so it's a big deal for our kids to go to the beach. And it was summer and the weather was beautiful, and so she was just so happy, and didn't do anything silly when I took the photo. I have lots of photos of her doing kind of silly faces and things, and I think it's important to scrap them too. But I love this photo because she's posing nicely and smiling nicely. So it was a bigger photo, but I've cropped it so that you can see more of her. You can still see the sea in the background. It's a rocky seashore. There is a bit of sand, but yeah, it's predominantly rocky, and there's rocky outcrops and things. So I'm backing my photo with a couple of torn mats. I just tear the bottom edge. I've got that beautiful blue-green ombre and also that pink heart pattern, which is, I think, the B side of the Painterly pattern that I'm using there. So I'm wanting to bridge the gap and integrate the two, the background papers together. And the way that I do that is to place my photo over them. So you could also add border strips or stitching, or even mixed media that went across the two papers. That would help integrate them together. But in this instance, I'm not going to do mixed media because I want to use these clear stickers as my mixed media. And I wanted to show you that you can use these if you're scared of doing mixed media. So the mood board had these beautiful bright colours, and there was a chevron pattern on a tag on that frames image, and it just reminded me of all colours stacked up, and so that's why I am adding these pieces. And these pieces kind of bridge the gap between the cut apart card and the photo as well. And some of them are stacked already, and some of them are like single colours. They're like a paint, what do you call it, brush stroke. And I just think they're so adorable. I love how they're translucent and how you can see the frames through them. So I know I've probably said on so many of my Cocoa Vanilla videos that I just love the clear stickers that Zoe designs. So here I'm happy with how this is looking. I'm gluing down my cut apart, and I think I doubled up on dimensionals just to lift it up even more on the top left hand corner. Now these are some fussy cut flowers and leaves that I had left over from the last layout that I created, where I just went crazy with fussy cut flowers. I love it when I discover things that I haven't used and I can get them onto another layout, and I think I got most of them onto this layout. So I've just found 3 areas where I can add embellishment, where I can add these flowers. So I love that I've managed to put this one on the card. It's kind of covered up the I and in, but you know, that's a kind of a common quote, and you can still see what it says. And once the glue dries, I'll bend up the edges of my flowers as well. So I'm also using lots of dimension. I don't know if I do it all on camera, but I add a lot of dimension to lift up the edges of the petals. I curl them up with my fingers and then add the dimension. And I also put some behind the leaves. Some of those leaves are pretty thin though. I just leave them as they are. So just working through the embellishments now. That's a puffy starfish. I was going to say puffy starfish. It's pretty cute. Added a little phrase sticker. I can't remember what it says and I can't see it on my small screen. I added some of these puffy hearts as well. I just love the different textures. I even managed to get one of those enamel buttons onto the page as well. And then I went through, I think, yeah, that's one of the die cut ephemera. It says the best, and I've tucked it under the photo and stapled it on. And then for my title, I'm just adding the Sunny Days clear stickers as well. And I love how, yeah, like I said before, how you can see the frame underneath. And I love that I made this frame here really big and I can add my journaling. So I think I forget to add the date, but I'll go back and do that another time. It's going into one album about a holiday, and that's my final layout. So I hope you enjoyed watching my process and seeing how I was inspired by the April mood board. You can play along in the Facebook group and the link will be below. Thank you so much for watching.